I didn't realize I was muted. Oh, that's funny. I talked for way too long. Anyway, yeah, you didn't miss anything important. All right. So basically, we're gonna work on the map. We're just gonna kind of go around, do a little bit of sketching, kind of, well, sketch sculpting. Lovely thing about Roblox terrain and Roblox Studio specifically is that it is very easy to use. It's not very difficult, and they even have like lovely little generation tools. Not that I use those because I'm crazy, but basically, we're just gonna go around and then we're going to outline the new areas for the map, specifically like the new how like far the areas are gonna be. But before that, we're going to completely eviscerate this area here and here. Yes. Sorry. If you like these areas, they're gone. Okay, and then we're just going to go into terrain editor. And then we're going to go to edit. We're going to go to draw, I believe. Yes. I think there's a like a like a easier method that like creates world boxes, and those are like really good for like if you're doing like intensive script stuff. As far as I know, if you're doing intensive script stuff, like if you want to make like a Minecraft replica kind of system where you do procedural generation of chunks and stuff, that's really good for that. And you really want to use that on the script side. Me, I use mostly brush type kind of stuff because I like to do a little bit more hands-on. Mostly because of like I like to do. I'm very subtractive about how I do some of my art and stuff. It's also why I really like wood. Every now and then I'll carve something up if I get real bored. Not long ago, I carved up a couple boxes actually out of 2x4s. It's pretty fun. Should try it. It's not very hard to do either. It's really just maybe 2 or 3 tools. All right, back to the task at hand before I get distracted. We're going to raise the base size so we can remove as much as possible. And since my computer is a little bit like on the weaker side of like computers, I'm going to use a very small brush compared to like what most people would use. And that's because I just don't have a bunch of RAM. I have a RAM problem. Oh, see, this is an example of what not to do. Not to forget your presets. Then we're gonna go to subtract because subtracting is important. I have an excuse though. I'm used to like it's been a while since I've touched this. If you haven't noticed, the updates haven't been through in a while. But yeah, I'm used to this not having subtraction whatsoever. Before they had like a remove tool, and yeah, you if as a game developer, even if you're doing it as a hobby, that's kind of something you have to expect with platforms. They're gonna change, and if you don't keep up with them, yeah, you can get caught behind, and it gets really hard to catch up. But besides that, as long as you keep on, I'm saying besides again, but as long as you stay on track, you should be able to like get a decent amount done. It's not like you don't have to worry about like don't stress about the smaller things. You know, I'm doing that. Hmm. Okay. Oh, and if it gets too quiet in here, don't feel free to ask for like music. I have a wonderful little playlist that I got from another streamer not too long ago. Uh oh. Oh man. I'll have to fix that. Oh, there it is. Yeah, ignore that. It's just viral junk. Hmm. Oh yeah, by the way, feel free to tell me if like anything's off, like if tracking goes off, or if the audio is desynced a little bit, or what's another one? Um, uh, if it gets a little like choppy, it's probably already is a little bit choppy, but if it gets too choppy, to be honest, I really don't trust that stat. But anyway, oh, and yeah, that's blurred out because my second monitor is a TV. That's why it sounds so bad. I'm not. I think it's running on like stereo. I don't know when they did that. That's weird. No, I do not want to temporarily disable that. That is a bad thing. I need autosave. I make mistakes. Oh, actually, it's a good example. Um, if you ever have like issues with like losing data or like losing progress on your game in Roblox, here's a good little tip. Make sure autosave is on. That feature has saved my butt way too many times. Like I lost an entire map like twice trying to do this. It was very depressing. Gotta make it ugly before it's pretty. Trying to remember what button does that. Meow. We want to move it like 4 or something? Yeah, that'll do. All right. Oh, I think my dog woke up. Trying to be quiet. Don't want to wake up the puppy. Okay, I think that should probably be enough, and then we'll just repaint those parts. Oh, another little tip about Studio that's really nice. Painting. Like this little tool here. This little tool here is so useful. If you ever have a piece of terrain or like a large chunk of terrain that you don't like the particular material that's being used, you can just paint over it. And just paint over it. And the best part about painting is it actually saves the information. I believe it here. Let's see if I can show you an example of that. Now I really want to show this. It's actually a really cool function that I don't think a lot of engines use. Well, they probably do. Okay, I'm gonna take a tiny little. I don't know. Let's say we want to make this rock. We're gonna just paint a rock, and then, for instance, if we take the, here it is, draw subtract tool, and we're gonna make it smaller so we don't just remove the entire example. Looky there. Even though it paints a small percentage on top, it like, what like mask it almost underneath. So a certain, like, you can dig a decent amount back in, and you're not gonna lose the original material on top, which is really nice. It's like if you add a material on top of something, you can automatically just switch tools and then go straight into like trimming it up, basically. It's really nice. Now, it'd be even nicer if there was wireframes or vertices, but I don't think I don't know how you get to that. So I'm just gonna stick with my crackpot method, which is not that, because that's two. Can you imagine trying to do an entire map with the two setting? Okay. Oh, yeah, you don't want those guys staying around. Nobody likes those. I don't. Uh-oh. Did I leave those there? Oh, I did. Well, those can go bye-bye. Alright, then we'll go to selection mode. Oh, shit. What's that on? Turn that down a bit. There we go. Oh, gosh. There we go. Delete. Yeah, that looked like a lot of like mess for just a rock. Alright, then we go back to draw. Just gonna erase that. And I'm just getting rid of all of this terrain on this specific side because this is where I'm going to just like basically, let me see. Not basically. Basically not basically. Eh, for lack of a better reference, I'm going to kind of just puzzle piece the rest of the terrain in. So this is all going to get filled out with like a top layer of water. And then that layer of water is going to be like tracked down into like a more complex like underwater system because I want mer people. Yes, mer people. You can live out your wonderful dreams of being My Little Mermaid, collecting people's garbage. Oh, that would be funny. Can you imagine somebody joining a server as a fish person? Oh, I'm gonna love the days when people complain to the game about spawning in as a blade of grass and getting stepped on, and being a fish, or spawning into the game and being a fish, and then being eaten by somebody. It's gonna be funny. Those are the moments. Those are the moments you look forward to as a developer. Is the little moments of your features when they hit, and when they hit good. It's like well, it's like when Dark Souls teaches you about idle frames, or what are those called? Um, invincibility frames. Yeah, I like invincibility frames. Anyway, back to my original task. But yeah, I'm just going to like expand the ocean beyond this point as I go. And then I'm going to kind of do here, I'll show you an example. Here we go. As you can see down here, I kind of started getting into like all three processes at once. But I started like filling out the rock area, like I was gonna put like hanging rock areas and like caves and stuff and like hidden areas you could get to on the bottom ends of the main island. And and then I realized that the island was way too small for that. And then I realized again that the dragons don't have much room either, which is kind of sad. So I kind of had to go back to the drawing board about the map and realize some stupid things that I did as a developer, as a amateur developer. And I decided to just kind of kick the idea of using a island as a tutorial island completely. Yeah. Um, and mostly because I don't want to like sculpt and create an entire island just to like make an example of what you're being thrown into, because that's hand holding. We don't hand hold here. Anyway, um, besides that, I don't want too much hand holding in the game. I really want it to be like, oh, you're being thrown into like another realm, and the realm is immersing you in it. So the main driving of this part is like, this is the island. You're just here. You're being chucked in from another realm, kind of like what's the Isekai-kun or what's what I'm looking for here? Truck-kun. Yeah, like Truck-kun just sent your butt off to another realm, and that's kind of what's going on. You have a mixture of a lot of people coming from different realms, but all kind of starting from a similar realm, and or like not realm, time period. That's what I meant. Time period and similar like ideals. Like you won't get like, oh, a dude got hit by a truck and now is in the yeah, I know it's probably a crude example. You won't get an example of like a dude in the origins of I he got hit by a truck and he gets sent to like the isekai realm, and this is the isekai realm he's sent to. No, it's gonna be more like what you would see in most like manhwas and merman manhwas. It and what was the other one called? Udon or something? Udon? I don't remember. But basically, they all kind of start in the same like tech path, and most of the time, if anybody reincarnates, it's usually them reincarnating in their own time or realm. It's like they die and they get rebirthed, and that's kind of it's more of rebirth, yeah, I guess, but not. Ugh, and I'm gonna cringe at it. It's not that type of rebirth, and I'm gonna try to avoid the cliche of Roblox games that have rebirth systems. Yeah, they're bad. And believe me, if you're here, you probably know that. But yeah, I'm trying to avoid that as much as possible because I don't want my game to be like one of those games that you play for like way too long and get like addicted to, like a gambling game. I hate gambling games. I think they're too what's the word, addictive and bad for people's health. But besides that, me like roasting games as an amateur developer. But I don't want to follow that weird cliche that a lot of like cheap Roblox developers will do, where it's like you could pay for like rebirths and like all that stuff. I want to avoid pay to win as much as possible, if at all possible. I don't like when people add things like swords that make people stronger or like admin cheats and stuff like that. In fact, I've already started like looking into like ways to prevent like what's the word? Script injectors and stuff. And I know that's like really hard on the Roblox platform. I've seen a lot of games fall victim to script injectors, and it's not pretty. A lot of my favorite games too, ones that I played as like a kid and a teenager and stuff. It's really sad. And I was raised on this game. Like I remember being that little kid that played the Rocket Tower game back in the day. It was fun. But now you have to deal with things like competitive cheating, basically. Anyway, onto a more like what's the word informational point. I was on to like go. I was working on like the third layer of the island already for some reason, and I didn't. I kind of had to stop myself because that's like the high detail point. That's the point you don't really mess with until like once you get further into development. So I'm gonna basically the streams you're gonna be seeing now are gonna be the ones that are like me redoing the map, and then the map is gonna get finished, and then I'm gonna or not finished. It's gonna get the first layer where everything functions and except for like the caves and stuff, but specifically like the loot caves that are gonna be coming later, not like the what was it called? Uh, okay, let me rephrase. The caves will be there, but not the caves for um for players to loot specifically. Just caves for like spirit beast, like flying spirit beasts and stuff like that. Because I don't want spirit beast in the early game when they come along to be like just stuck with the people. That would be weird. It'd be like it'd be like throwing five like naked people in front of a rhinoceros and telling them to fight it. It wouldn't be a pretty sight. It'd be a lot of blood and guts. But a lot of people get stomped on probably. But I want to make it like something similar to that, where everybody's gonna be pushed into the cities because of the occurrence of like spirit beasts coming to the continent and stuff. So when I do add that stuff, it comes into like focal point, and things start to like get hairier in the development and the gameplay. It's kind of my way of like healthily managing the a large project like this, and it's like my first game project period. I've never actually made any games other than this. Hell, I've never even made any script other than this. I'll give you an example. Let's see, where is it? Which one was the one I did myself? Getting sidetracked again. I learned my first script on the silliest little thing. Oh yeah, by the way, that light that you're seeing is a plugin. See this little cave here? Yeah, it's a little group. It's called Starter Cave. Yeah, it's exactly what you would probably think, by the way. Starter Cave. Right? Okay, and then we got a little rock door bottom, right. And then a little click detector, simple stuff. And then this. Yes, I did that. And it's so ugly. Like, I don't even have that, like, really good, like, script knowledge that I could, like, just rip that shit straight off my head. But this is funny. Anyway, back to the main objective here. Uh, I got to a point and I was like trying to make the entire like map at its like final detail point, and then I had to like cut it back and into consumable bits for one person. And you can kind of see a result of that here, where I kind of just like removed an entire chunk, and then I was like, oh wait, there's not a left of land here, like not enough at all, and that's okay. We don't we don't need to talk about the giant hole in the middle of the world, or the fact that the I had to set the fall the fall height to like really far down because my dumb butt decided to put the terrain in a very weird spot. But we don't talk about that. Okay. Oh look, see I did another one of those Messy uppies here. I'm never saying that again. There we go. I dead ass couldn't even see that. Let me go to fill first, and then yeah. I noticed that. Hey Roblox, if you're watching this, I found a bug. Sometimes if you select your other tools, like select move or size or rotate, and then you go to your terrain tools, your terrain bubble will disappear. So be careful. You might actually be deleting terrain without even realizing it. I think I've done that before on accident on my ocean. And yes, that might be why the ocean isn't like 100% flat. But it's the little things. It's the little things. Hmm. Still doing good on tracking? I think we're jigging around a bit, aren't we? Mm. Hold on, let me check my other my my all my Streamlab uh, is doing good. Tracking's a little funky right now. I kind of have my phone. Yes, I'm using an iPhone for tracking, but I kind of have my phone on a mic stand, and not even a good one, like a really shitty one. And the only thing holding my phone on is like a clip, like a belt clip. Oh shit. Anyway, let me do my recalibrate real quick, and then I'll get back to my map stuff. There we go. We should be recalibrated a bit. Oh, and tell me if this angle starts to do anything weird, because sometimes when you turn a little too far, the angle can like mess up, and your VRM can go flying. It's kind of silly when it happens. Hmm. All right. I think that'll do for now. Well, mm, how deep did I put that ice again? I did do it pretty deep, didn't I? Okay. Well, here's another example of things you can get around things with. Let's just erase that real quick. I don't want any of these little floaties. Because, like, those floaties will be the doom of you. Especially if you want to, like, make boats and stuff. And boat hits that thing. And that's like, this. That's a player complaining. Each time they hit that thing. It's like a button going off. I'm pretty sure some devs even, like, do that in some games where they, like, program weird little niche, like, oh, no fly, yet like nobody's using fly hacks on their games. I've seen that happen in Gary's mod a lot. Okay, we need sand. We're going to paint this. Ta-da! Oh, but you couldn't see my hands, could you? Oh, there we go. Hey. Yeah, I'll probably have to adjust my model if people want to see my hands do things. They probably don't. They probably look like a bunch of loose noodles. All right. Oh, too far. Mm. All right, let's make this bigger so this is a little bit quicker. we go. Oh yeah, and feel free to call me out. I am an amateur Roblox developer. I don't know much about the platform, to be honest. I know very little. It changes a lot. In fact, it changes a lot more than I really can keep up with sometimes. But that's just me. And this is a hobby. It's not like full time. So, yeah, go ahead. Feel free to throw some advice in there if you want to. Or if you see anything like goofy that doesn't make any sense, like if you see me like using a tool that can be used in another way, or another way the tool can be used to be like more useful, go ahead. Feel free to suggest it. I am all ears, if you can't tell. And I swear to God, if somebody says Dumbo, anyway. Let me test something real quick while I'm at it. Don't think I'm going to need this open right now. So we're going to minimize this for now while we watch this. I'm kind of like juggling my Streamlabs and my browser because my Streamlab doesn't let me do administrative or not administrative mod stuff for your chat in its like standalone software or standalone application. So I kind of just juggle Streamlabs and a Chrome tab so I can keep all my chat and stuff, all my buttons and stuff here. And if I need to change the scene, I just like open up Streamlabs. Oh, you know what? I will be back. I'm going to test this real quick. I'm going to put you guys on tutorial. Um, you're gonna see this probably vanish. Open Streamlab, and then we're going to go to watch tutorial. Are we muted? No. Okay. And if you guys get bored here, feel free to ask for music, because I can totally turn that on. I have a lovely little playlist from an OST of a game, actually. Another game from another developer, a really, really good, well-established now developer. And he's a really cool dude, Pirate Software. And I'm doing this real quick because I go to the bathroom. But yeah, go check his stuff out. He's really cool. He has an entire like 100 song playlist of OSTs, and they're all for use. Yeah, go check him out. Hey, I'm back. Okay, we can go back to application window and run this. All right. Okay, back to our meeting. Oh, and I might mute you every now and then because people are going to sleep in my house right now. So if you get muted, that's probably why. um, I'm just kind of going around the edge, kind of deciding where I want to level that off for now, making room for like the top layers and stuff. And removing odd and water here and there. That's like a whole task for some other day. I accidentally like tried to generate an ocean and it didn't turn out well. Yeah, getting them to drink. All right. And now I'm just gonna kind of outline where I want the ocean to go, kind of like what's the word? Um, outline the beaches. There we go. I'm going to basically like outline where the beaches and then the cliffs and stuff are gonna connect up. I'm not gonna do the well, I shouldn't I? Should I? Should I? Hmm. Um. Um. Should I do an outline of the physical terrain, or should I do an outline of the ocean first? This was like a dumb question. I'm gonna guess it would probably be better to do the ocean first. Oh, there we go. Okay. See these little floaters, these little fuckers. I hate them. They just appear out of thin air, and they just want to end my day. Well, luckily we have a water ignore option, and I can just boop, got one. You have to be careful with those though, because some of them they do this weird thing where they're like right outside of a vertice. So there's I don't really understand it completely, but it's like it doesn't exist on a selectable plane sometimes. Yeah, if you're not careful, Turing can do that. It used to do that, but I haven't seen it do it recently. But I would recommend it being careful in case it does happen, because I tried to mess with terrain when it first came out, and it had a lot of issues. Like, it had like a weird part issue where it was like conflicting with parts and shit, and it wouldn't like you couldn't put a part inside of terrain. And then after that, it had like a weird issue where it was shit. It had another issue with something else, and I don't know what it was. But oh right, it would place invisible vertices, and the vertices couldn't be deleted, so you'd end up with like worlds that had like floating vertices, and it was not pretty. It was an issue with people that tried to use procedural generation with the terrain instead of parts, I think, and then it got better. I think they found a way around it through script. It's actually a really smart method. I would recommend checking that out because some people can do some crazy procedural generation in Roblox. Okay, and then we're just gonna go to I think it was flatten, right? No, it's not flatten. Oh wait, I didn't ignore water setting. Then no wonder it's not working. Okay, so that's just. I wish there was like what the fuck is it called? Plane draw. Oh wait, there is. I'm stupid. It's okay. Uh, then we're gonna do plane lock, fix plane, and then we want to go bottom, I think? No, top. Okay, I'm using the wrong one. See, you really gotta pay attention when you're messing with stuff like this. Turn that off, and then we're gonna go to draw. Oh wait, I wish that was a feature. I'm kind of curious why. Oh, it is. I'm stupid. Manual. Getting ahead of myself. Um, edit, and then we're just going to take the center of plane. Ooh, a little too fast. I'm going to take this and move it down to ocean level, which is going to be very hard because for some reason this doesn't snap, and it goes in like in between. Um, actually, I think I know why it's doing that. Where is... I'm trying to remember where you changed that. I can't remember. So I'm just gonna go off of what I'm got right now. Alright, apply. And then top. And we'll go with the cylinder because it's a nice shape. Oh, that's subtract. We need add. And then do not ignore water planes. Ooh, that's alright. Water. Chart down a bit in size. I'll click a good level, I guess. Is it level with the rest? Aha. Okay. See, it doesn't have to be perfect, and it could be like a few centimeters off. I want to say centimeters. It's not actually centimeters. It's like a weird cube measurement system. I don't get it. But yeah, I got that dead on. I'm actually kind of impressed with myself. Ooh, it's always satisfying when that works. And then I'm just gonna go around and I'm gonna like outline the expanse that I want the new ocean to be. Um, Once I get that to like a decent scale that I feel comfortable with, like this could be where the mer people have room for their own set of like settlements and shit. And and then the under like water area has its own like range of diversity, like coral reef fish people or like volcanic fish people or cave fish people that are what was it called? Angelfish or whatever the fuck they're called. I think is that what those fish are? Oh, now I need to look that up. I want to look that up. What is that fish called? Um, deep fish names. Yeah, I looked that up. Well, apparently Bing knew what I meant because it brought up the first deep fish you could think of. In fact, it brought up two. Deep fish that lives in water. It's called a lanternfish. Kind of like a lanternfish, yeah. Those ugly little things. Ugly. Wait, oh, I forgot they're not little. Those ugly big things. Yeah. That's what the cave mer people are going to be kind of based on as like a darker kind of mer people that like cannibalize and stuff. Cave behavior. Oh yeah, and best believe that when people start in primitive and merman, there's gonna be cannibalism. Why do you think I was talking about the jungle earlier? Okay. Oh, interesting. So is that on the same level or is that lower? That's lower by like two studs, I think. No, it looks almost one. Yeah, like see this shit? Like, I don't know what's going on here. If you can't see that, it's probably can't see that because like my lower resolution. But basically, there's like let me turn my light off. You can probably see it better. There, see, there's like a line, and this line is basically invisible to the naked eye if you're looking at it from like a weird angle. That will fuck up boat scripts bad for some reason. Well, specifically my boat script. My boat script sucks. Like bad. But yeah, this has to be fixed unfortunately. Because when I add since Roblox actually has its own like wave feature, and the wave feature is trackable, and I recently just found somebody that had done a full like breakdown of like how to get your IK system to work with your boats, which is ingenious by the way. Like the way it generates custom nodes with I think AD motors, and it uses those AD motors to track the location of the terrain waves is fucking genius. It's exactly what you'd expect in a video game, you know. This the tomfoolery is great. Yes, the same system that runs the the walking and your connection or connecting parts to the ground, like your feet and your like model parts and stuff that are humanoid. Those use IK in animation. If you want the animation to look like super fluid and have like a lot of frames, IK is super useful too. But mostly it's for just getting your like walking animations in like really good sync with the terrain or walking area your character is on. And it works unironically really good with water because water is also a terrain technically, even though it kind of